Hey everyone, welcome back to Genai's Anime News. I'm your host Genai, and wow, we have an absolutely stacked episode for you today. We're talking a massive live-action game adaptation finally getting real, Dragon Ball hype hitting new levels, a Pokemon developer surprise, and so much more anime and manga goodness. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Alright, kicking things off with the biggest story of the day, and honestly, one of the most exciting gaming news drops in a while. According to Anime News Network, the live-action Elden Ring film has officially revealed its cast and is locked in for a March 3rd, 2028 premiere. Yes, you heard that right. Elden Ring is becoming a movie. Now let's talk about who's in it, because this lineup is genuinely impressive. Kit Connor, yeah, the guy from Heartstopper, is starring alongside Ben Whishaw, Kelly Spaney, and Tom Burke, among others. That is a seriously talented ensemble, and it's clear the studio isn't cutting corners on this one. Elden Ring, of course, is From Software's landmark open-world RPG that absolutely took the gaming world by storm when it launched, so expectations for this film adaptation are going to be sky-high. The big question on everyone's mind right now is, can a live-action adaptation actually capture the dark, cryptic, and breathtaking world of the Lands Between? We've seen game adaptations go both ways, but with a cast like this and nearly 2 years of production time still ahead, there's genuine reason to be optimistic. Mark your calendars for March 2028, folks. This one is going to be a major moment. Okay, Dragon Ball fans, this next one is for you. And trust me, it's hype. Anime Corner is reporting that Dragon Ball Super Beerus has just dropped a brand new trailer titled Super GEKITOU, and it was unveiled during a Dragon Ball franchise event alongside fresh comments from the cast and staff. Now, Dragon Ball Super Beerus has been one of the most anticipated upcoming Dragon Ball productions, centering on everyone's favorite god of destruction himself. The Super GEKITOU title, which roughly translates to something like Super Fierce Battle, suggests we're in for exactly the kind of explosive, over-the-top action that Dragon Ball does best. The fact that cast and staff are actively commenting on it tells us this project is building serious momentum. Dragon Ball has an absolutely enormous global fan base, and any new content centered around Beerus, one of the franchise's most beloved and powerful characters, is going to generate massive buzz. We'll keep a close eye on this one as more details roll in, but for now, go check out that trailer if you haven't already. It sounds absolutely wild. Here's one that's going to turn some heads, especially if you're a Pokemon fan curious about what Game Freak gets up to when they're not catching monsters. Anime News Network reports that Beast of Reincarnation, a new game from none other than Game Freak, the studio behind the Pokemon franchise, has just dropped a pre-order trailer and is officially launching on August 4th. Now this is huge because Game Freak stepping outside of Pokemon with a full original IP is always a significant moment. While details on the game's full story and mechanics are still emerging, the title alone, Beast of Reincarnation, carries a really intriguing, almost mythological energy. It sounds like it could be a very different kind of adventure from what we're used to seeing from this studio. With an August 4th launch date set and pre-orders now open, the window to learn more is tightening fast. If you're a fan of Game Freak's work and want to see what they can do outside of the Pokemon universe, this is definitely one to watch. We'll bring you more details as they surface. Let's talk about a massive gaming milestone next. Anime News Network is reporting that Pragmata, the long-awaited action game that launched on April 17th for Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, has sold over 1 million units worldwide in just its first 2 days on the market. That is an incredible opening for any game, let alone one that spent years in development limbo before finally reaching players. For those who might not remember, Pragmata was originally teased years ago and went through a pretty lengthy and uncertain development journey, making this kind of launch success feel even more satisfying. Crossing the 1 million sold mark in under 48 hours puts it firmly among the most impressive recent game launches and suggests the fanbase that stuck around through all those delays absolutely showed up when it mattered. It's a great sign for the title's future. More sales means more support, more content, and a healthier player community going forward. Have any of you picked up Pragmata yet? Let us know in the comments what you think. This next story is super interesting for anyone who cares about the manga industry behind the scenes. Anime News Network reports that Shurhei Lin, the former editor of Chainsaw Man, one of the most influential manga of the past decade, has officially announced a brand new manga platform, and crucially, it's already accepting submissions from manga creators. Shurhei Lin's editorial fingerprints are all over some of the most iconic recent manga series, so his decision to launch his own independent platform is a really big deal. It signals a potential shift in how manga gets discovered, published, and distributed, and given his track record and industry connections, this platform could quickly become a very significant player in the space. For aspiring manga artists, the fact that submissions are open right now is a genuine opportunity. This is the kind of industry move that could reshape where the next generation of breakout manga titles comes from. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on what launches through this platform. The fact that someone with Lin's reputation is building something new from the ground up makes this one of the most exciting behind-the-scenes stories in manga right now. Wistoria fans, we've got some exciting preview news for you. Anime Corner has shared the preview images and synopsis for Wistoria, Wand and Sword Season 2 Episode 3, and the big takeaway is right there in the headline: Will is getting a sword. Now for those keeping up with Season 2, Anime News Network's episode review notes that the show has been absolutely full throttle since the barrier fell and monsters were unleashed, with Will facing some of the toughest and most dangerous opponents he's encountered so far. So the timing of Will acquiring a sword feels really significant. It could be a major turning point in how he approaches battle going forward. Wistoria Season 2 has been impressing both fans and critics, and with each new episode raising the stakes higher, Episode 3 is shaping up to be another intense ride. If you've been sleeping on this season, now is a great time to catch up because things are clearly only going to escalate from here. Before we wrap up today, let's touch on a really fascinating discussion piece and then run through some quick headlines. Anime News Network's Answer Man column is tackling a question a lot of fans have been asking. Is Chinese animation, known as Donghua, becoming genuinely popular in the West? Writer Jerome digs deep into what Donghua actually is, how it compares to anime, and whether it has the momentum to build a mainstream Western audience the way anime has over the past few decades. It's a really thoughtful read, and honestly, with titles gaining more attention globally in recent years, the timing of this conversation feels very relevant. If you're curious about the broader world of animation, that column is worth your time. Now for a quick round of headlines. The Second Kingdom stage play has cast Chihiro Yamamoto as Kyukai, with the production running from August through October. That's according to Anime News Network. Also from Anime News Network, a new Baki Gaiden manga called Baki Gaiden Dappo, Hidori no Mikuei Aruki, is launching in May, focusing on the fan-favorite character Dappo. And finally, the journal with which anime has won March's Galaxy Award from the Japanese Broadcast Critics Association, being recognized specifically for its unique visual style, sound design, and animation, a well-deserved win according to Anime News Network. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Genai's Anime News. There was so much packed in today, from Elden Ring going live action to Dragon Ball bringing the hype, to Game Freak going rogue with a brand new IP. It's a great time to be an anime and gaming fan. If you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button, subscribe so you never miss an episode, and drop a comment letting me know which story got you the most hyped. I'll catch you in the next one. Later, everyone.